In this video, I'm going to go over some examples of adding and subtracting radicals. Let's start with the first example, 5 root 6 plus 3 root 6. Well, those two numbers have root 6 in common. Let's factor it out. And when we do, we'll have 5 plus 3 times root 6, which is equal to 8 root 6. Example 2, 2 square root of 10 minus 7 square root of 10. The two numbers have square root of 10 in common. If we factor it out, we'll have 2 minus 7 times square root of 10, which is negative 5 square root of 10. Example 3, cube root of 4 plus cube root of 4. This is adding cube root of 4 to itself. So we have 2 times cube root of 4. Example 4, 3 square root of 2 plus square root of 8. 3 square root of 2 plus square root of 8 is equal to 3 square root of 2, and 8 is 2 square root of 2. The two numbers have square root of 2 in common. If we factor it out, we have 3 plus 2 times square root of 2, which is 5 square root of 2. Example 5, square root of 3 plus square root of 11. Well, there's no way to combine those. There's not much that can be done to combine those two numbers because it's like adding apples and oranges. So that will be equal to square root of 3 plus square root of 11. In other words, when we try to add, there's not much we can do to combine them further. Example 6, square root of 18 minus square root of 27. Square root of 18 is square root of 9 times square root of 2. Here I'm using the multiplication rule for radicals. And square root of 27, I can write it as square root of 9 times square root of 3. Square root of 9 is equal to 3. So square root of 9 times square root of 2 is 3 square root of 2 minus 3 times square root of 3. Now both numbers have a 3 in common, so we can factor that out. And we're left with square root of 2 minus square root of 3. Square root of 2 minus square root of 3, there's not much that can be done to combine those two radicals any further. Example 7. Two square root of 12 plus 3 square root of 75. We can write this as 2 times square root of 4 times square root of 3 plus 3 times square root of 25 times square root of 3. Well, that's equal to 2 square root of 4 is 2 times square root of 3 plus 3 times square root of 25, which is 5, times square root of 3. Well, here we have 4 square root of 3 plus 15 square root of 3, which add up to 19 square root of 3. Example 8, 2 cube root of 40 minus 3 cube root of 135. That's 2 cube root of 40. I can write it as cube root of 8 times cube root of 5 minus 3 cube root of 135, which I can write as cube root of 27 times the cube root of 5. That's equal to 2 times cube root of 8, which is 2, times cube root of 5 minus 3 times cube root of 27, which equals 3, times cube root of 5. That's 4 cube root of 5 minus 9 cube root of 5, and those two combine to negative 5 cube root of 5. Example 9, square root of 32x minus square root of 18x equals square root of 32x. We can write it as square root of 16 times the square root of 2x minus square root of 18x. We can write it as a square root of 9 times square root of 2x. That's 4 square root of 2x minus 3 square root of 2x, which when combined give square root of 2x. Example 10, square root of 6x cubed plus the square root of 72x squared. That's equal to square root of x squared times the square root of 6x plus square root of 36 times square root of x squared times square root of 2. That's equal to square root of x squared, because the index is even, comes out as absolute value of x times the square root of 6x plus square root of 36, which is 6, square root of x squared, which is absolute value of x, times square root of 2. Factor out an absolute value of x to be left with square root of 6x plus 6 square root of 2. Example 11, 5 fourth root of x cubed plus 3 fourth root of 81x cubed. That's equal to 5 fourth root of x cubed plus 3 times the 4th root of 81 times the 4th root of x cubed. That's equal to 5 times the 4th root of x cubed plus 3 times the 4th root of 81, which is equal to 3, because 81 is 3 to the power 4, times the 4th root of x cubed. We have 5 times the 4th root of x cubed plus 9 times the 4th root of x cubed, when combined, give us 14 times the 4th root of x cubed. Finally, example 12, what is the 7th root of 3x to the power 7? That's equal to the 7th root of x to the 7 times the 7th root of 3. 7th root of x to the 7 is equal to x. We don't need to worry about absolute values because the index is 7, which is odd, times the 7th root of 3. That's the final answer.